beautiful. Listen, y'all, it's cold out here. We went from summer yesterday to feeling like winter today, but that's this beautiful Carolina weather. Gotta love it. Hey, listen, I have to give you an amazing recap of this weekend. Oh my goodness. Such amazing things happened this weekend. So I leave and drive to Florence, South Carolina, which is my hometown, for a wellness summit hosted by Dr. J.C. Goodman, who's a naturopathic doctor there, has been there for several years. All right, so we started with a wellness summit where I was able to be both a vendor and a speaker. Yes, one of my very few and first speaking engagements. So that was really exciting. We got everything packed up and ready to go. And then Saturday morning, it was showtime.
That is what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Amen to that blessing. Yes.
All right. So we get the vendor table set up. Everything is looking fabulous. People start to roll in. They are scanning my QR code. I have samples to give out of my Juice Plus products. People are really excited about the samples because they're chewables. It's like chewing a vegetable or fruit in just a little chewable. So people are really excited about that. And then it comes time for me to get on stage and do my presentation.
She's vegan. I call her Trail for short. She actually is a health and wellness coach. So what she's going to be doing, she's going to be speaking to you about things that you can do to get your health back in balance. And let's see what else. She also is a master herbalist. So she's in the same field that I am. And I ask all of you to help welcome Miss Patrice.
So I told Dr. Goodman, I was like, it's probably going to last about 15 minutes. He said, oh, it'll last 30. And it did.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Goodman, for allowing me to have this platform. And Dr. Goodman is definitely a mentor to me. Yes, he did recommend the school that I ended up going to, which is Trinity School of Natural Health. And it's been a blessing to just to be under his tutelage and learn so much from his wisdom. So thank you all for being here on this beautiful day. So I go by the name Health Coach Patrice. And I am very much passionate about helping people transform their lives, to live their lives the best and give themselves the best quality of life that they can possibly have. Okay, so Florence is my hometown. I love coming home. I live in Charlotte now. What I don't love about coming home is my mom will be like, you know, so-and-so passed away. You know, so-and-so in the hospital. I'm like, God almighty, can I not just come home and go to a cookout? Can we not just go and have a good time? So because I got so drained from always having to visit somebody in the hospital or in a casket, I said, you know what? We're going to have to turn this thing around, y'all. Because much of the diseases and the issues that we have are preventable. So what can we do differently, right? So I said, well, let me start with myself. So I took this extreme notion to give up land animals while I was, my son was born in February of 2018. This was April of 2018, 2 months after I had my son. While I was breastfeeding, I decided I ain't gonna eat no more chicken, no more pork, no more beef. My breast milk dried up, as expected. We're all ladies, we can talk about this. But I said I'm gonna push through it because somebody has to make a change here. So I am now 6.5 years land animal free. I still do some seafood, so I'm considered a pescatarian if you want to put me in a box. But I love vegetables. I drink my water and I mind my business, and God got me. And He will do the same for you. All right? So let's go ahead and get into it. Yeah, so I again wanted to just prevent this vicious cycle for my family, and I definitely want to see the same thing for you. So the typical client that I work with, either for health coaching or just having some great conversations, are typically women, typically moms, typically working women who have the challenges of sometimes dealing with their aging parents, trying to help their parents, to get situated and get what they need. Often getting children to sports and all these school activities. And by the time you're done with everything, you're like, oh my gosh, what about me? I have no time for myself. I'm depleted, right? So that typically becomes it. And you get to the point where you have brain fog. You walk in the kitchen and you're like, I need to get something out of here. What was it? So then you go back to the other room and try to remember what it is you went to get to try to refresh your brain. That's brain fog. And oftentimes that just comes from putting ourselves last. Sometimes it's just that we are dehydrated and we haven't had enough water in the day. But that becomes our lives, right? As women, these are the things that we do to survive, and we just press on and go another day. But there is hope. There is hope for us. So I'm going to talk to you about building some healthy habits. There's a lot of habits we could talk about, right? But I'll just talk to you about 3 habits that you can build just to give yourself a little bit of a push.
There were a lot of ladies there just in the same boat as myself and many of you, working busy lives, trying to get kids to school and to school plays and to sports and all of those things, while also trying to care for aging parents. Okay, so it seems like your life has just become so depleted that there's no time for you. So we actually spent a lot of time talking about ways to invest in yourself and invest time into yourself, even being busy moms, daughters, entrepreneurs, all of those things. So I met some really, really cool women in the great city of Florence, South Carolina. And I feel very encouraged that they were empowered with some tools that I was able to offer them to take it to the next level and at least find some pockets of time to invest into themselves. So I consider that a win.
Do you
Yes.
recommend, and that would coincide with these 3 healthy habits? Because I noticed you mentioned the 2 15-minute window. You mentioned be intentional about your energy. What exercise would you recommend?
And I'm gonna let me share this story with you really quick. I was such a workaholic. I didn't realize this until I lost my job. That I had been just starving myself. Because I would be like, okay, I'm going to intermittent fast this morning, so I won't eat till about 12. And then guess what? A meeting pops up. So then that goes to 1. And then somebody's like, oh, Patrice, can you help me with this? And now it's 2 o'clock and I haven't eaten. And then this becomes a routine. So I, again, did not realize till I was not working anymore that I didn't understand what hunger was anymore because I've been starving myself. So I was sitting here like, okay, I'm not at work. I don't have 15 people grabbing at me. Let me put in some time to eat. And I'm like, why don't I feel hungry? So yes, working these jobs can rob you of your health. So make time, be intentional with your eating. And I love the question that you asked. Let me ask you this: with your computers, are you able to, like, do you have a table that you can raise? Like, can you stand up and work?
This desk at Costco, I caught it on sale, and it rises up and it comes down. So I'm pretty excited about getting that set up, and hopefully that will help.
Stand up desk, that I enjoyed that. That's one of the things I did as well. And while you're standing up working, you can do this. Again, it's a lot of power with a 2-step. You can do a lot with a 2-step. So do that, and then, and stretch. You can do, arm stretches and just get up, move your head around. Set a timer. Every hour, do something. Yes.
Listen, let me tell you how good it feels to have friends and family come out to support you. Okay, so I had my bestie Kim come out. She always comes out to support. I have my brother Justin. He was there. I had my cousin there, who's a nurse practitioner, just dropping gems. And my sisters in Christ. Oh, I just had so much love and support from people that I knew and met some friends that I did not know. So it was really good to see the camaraderie and the sisterhood all in one place. We got to talk about some of the challenges with being a woman in corporate America, such as being so engrossed into your work that you end up sitting all day and you don't have an opportunity to stand up. So we had a really good conversation about investing in a stand-up desk. So instead of sitting all day, at least you're standing and you're typing or whatever you're doing. And I said, hey, baby, put a two-step in there. I just told them, hey, do a little two-step. It's power in a two-step. Even for 15 minutes a day, just do that. Do something to keep yourself engaged. So we had a lot of fun with that and things that you can do to just stay engaged so that you don't get stiff from, being a workaholic, right? Because we do sometimes think we're super women, but at the end of the day, we have to invest in our bodies and in our health. I mentioned Dr. Goodman is a naturopathic doctor. He also has a vegan restaurant in Florence, South Carolina. So he shared some samples from the vegan restaurant with the crowd. And let me tell you, that vegan burger and vegan hot dog were on point. That vegan cookie was good too, child. So yes, we really, really enjoyed getting the samples from the Healthy Vegan Cafe. So we wrapped up there, cleaned up everything, said our goodbyes and all that good stuff. And then we drove 2.5 hours back to Charlotte for some entertainment with the girls. Yes, yes. So I'm very, very fortunate to have made friends with some of the moms from my son's classroom. My son is highly gifted, and although he's in fifth grade, he's doing seventh to eighth grade work. So that can have some challenges in itself. So it's awesome that I've been able to partner with moms of the kids in his class, and we just said we're going to have us a mom's day out. So let me tell you how that went. Popular spot in Charlotte called Optimus Hall, where we were able to just pick out several different restaurants to eat, and we could kind of pick on each other's food and so forth. So I chose a place called Enot Ethiopian Cuisine, and it was an amazing cuisine. Right. So, what I love hanging out with the girls. And yes, we're going to have a cocktail or two or a glass of wine, but you can also eat healthy. And I feel like I ate very, very healthy at Enot Ethiopian Cuisine. And so, towards the end of the night, we took a moment just to talk about, hey, how do we keep our kids healthy when we're on the go? So, as I mentioned, we have highly gifted kids. So, they have a rigorous curriculum. So in addition to supporting them in that way, how do we support them in their sports and their extracurriculars and just being a kid? And how do we keep them healthy? So I asked some of the moms, hey, do you feel like you're doing a good job at this? Of course, that was a mixed bag. Some said, I think I got it. And others were like, I could always, use some pointers here. You keep Teddy healthy.
Oh, I don't.
I love the honesty. It's a lot, right?
So he's not really big into sports.
Okay.
He is a reader and a writer and a sit on the coucher.
Okay.
Let's be honest. But when I send him with snacks at school, what we have decided is he gets to pick one pre-packaged Costco snack, like a Pirate's Booty or whatever. But then he also has to make and pack a snack that is
Healthy, there are two aspects, right? One is their like physical health, and then one is their mental health. So I try for physical health. I try to, give her nutrients, and then from food, I try to, out of busy schedule, I try to make food from scratch.
Actually cook for them at least 5 days, 6 times per week.
The days where they're going to be doing all of those different activities, one is hydration. I really push a lot of fluid. I push a good meal before practice and for them to take water. That's probably the biggest thing. And if I know it's going to be a practice day, then in the morning we're doing a high carb breakfast so that they have enough energy that'll carry them through into the evening to be able to go to practice and have a good day.
Try to give them a balanced diet, which is basically some fruit servings or vegetable servings, which is typically some slices of apples, carrots.
celery, apples, grapes, strawberries, something like that, so that when he has snacks at school, he's having half of a prepackaged and half of a healthy fruit, natural. And so I'm trying to start with that and then continuing on the weekend. It's not easy.
Most kids really eat. I mean, if they don't like it, they just really resist it. But you just have to find ways to sneak in.
It has been very tough because they are playing competitive soccer, and my older one, who is 13, going through the growth spurt, so he's always hungry.
I'm trying to get their lunch. They try to take home lunch most of the times. Probably they don't like the school lunch, but it's a mix of protein with some carbs, which is bread, a bun or a bread, or with something like a chicken salad or something like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time and for hanging out with us this weekend just to see all of the many things that can be done in a short amount of time and the impact that we can make on our healthy lives and how we can have fun at the same time. All right. So if you would like to see more content like this, how about put more in the comments on the YouTube channel? Do that. You'll see links for all of my socials. You can find me as a health coach, Patrice. I'm here to inform you, to engage with you, and to help you just get healthy. So as I always say, let's get healthy together. And I'll see you next time.
So don't you tell me